Hello, everyone. Welcome to Rich Mode Media. We are live on YouTube, live on Facebook, and live on the online radio. This is a female show with Adjoa Sifa. Today, I have another amazing woman. I will tell you more about her later. But for now, let me tell you about the female show. So the female show is all about mailing the amazing stories of women in agribusiness. As I told you the other time, the female is a post office. So you know how the post office does it. They mail stories. Okay. So we are also going to mail stories of women doing amazing stuff in the agribusiness sector. So today I have with me the best female farmer in Africa, Norma. Amazing woman in agribusiness. Her name is, okay, I want to call her Norma. So her name is Norma Msliwa. She is going to tell us about her story. We want to be inspired. We want to learn more from her story. She has been through it all, the down, the ups, and the mid. And so we are going to hear from her, and I hope that you're going to learn from her story. So once again, this is Rich More Media. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go ahead to subscribe. If you have not subscribed to the Facebook, please go there right away and listen to the online radio as well. We are live from the UK. So hello, Norma. One of my favorite people in agribusiness in the world. Hi, welcome to the female.
Thank you, Nana. How are you? How's England? How's the weather out there?
It's cold.
Oh, I don't miss the cold weather.
I don't want you to miss because it's cold. -4. But yeah,
Oh
really
my God,
anyways,
freezing,
yeah.
freezing.
You
Yeah.
are in Zimbabwe currently, right?
Yes, definitely. I'm in Zimbabwe.
Okay. So
Currently raining. We've got loads of rain,
oh, that's
which
what
is really
farmers
good for farmers.
I said that is what farmers need. But I mean we don't want it when it's enough or when it's more than enough, I should say.
Yeah, we don't want it to be more than enough, but we do need the rains. We need water. Water is life, so it's important that we have you can never have too much water and too much rain
Mhm.
because there'll come a time when we don't have rain and we will start asking God for that rain. So let's just be grateful for what we're getting, right, Nana?
All right, Norma. Okay, so we've seen you in almost all the international media outlets. We've seen you in Zim. We've seen you in Africa. You recently won the best female farmer in Africa. That is huge. So I want you to tell us about you. Who is Norma? I want to pronounce
Oh wow.
normally, but I don't want to
Nomhle.
waste my time.
Nomhle.
No,
Noma. Noma
okay.
is fine. Noma is fine.
Norma, so please
We
tell
would
us about you. Who is Norma?
ah, all right. Noma. Nomhle is a mother of two. My daughter is 32, Yemi, my son's 25, a farmpreneur, a women in agribusiness, women in agriculture, um, a Christian mother, a sister, an aunt, a friend, and to some, I'm a grandmother, but in our culture. So I'm not that old yet, so I'll be a grandma, you know. Yeah, that is Noma. Noma is a farmer who has a farm in a province up north in Mashonaland West Province in Zimbabwe. I have a farm which is 345 hectares, where 220 hectares are arable. And I obviously do crops and animal husbandry as well. And I have a little school on my farm. I love to make sure that my human capital on the farm have access to education for the children, especially so that they don't go for long distances. But it's a commercial farm. A commercial farm where, if you look at a lot of women in Zimbabwe or all over the world, not many women have farms which are such, on a large scale. A lot of women have farms, but not too big. But I feel that I'm blessed. I was able to get a farm as a woman. And I know that as women, we have a lot to contribute towards food security. So that's me, and that's how, that is who Nomhle is, as she stands right now.
Oh, all right. So, as a woman in Africa, I mean, how on earth will you think of becoming a farmer? People are thinking of going into fashion, going into being teachers, doctors, lawyers. Why would you be a farmer? Okay, so where did this idea come from?
Wow, do you know what, Nana? I never actually thought I would ever be a farmer. I never imagined myself to be a farmer. If anything, I'm a hotelier. I did hotel management in England. And when I came back to Zimbabwe, I got an opportunity. There was land distribution. I was one of the beneficiaries, and I said, why not? As a woman. But it actually came from my parents. We have a big yard in our at home in Harare, and my parents had green hands. So it was like when we're coming back from school all the time, we would be asked to go to the garden. It was never a favorite part of that in my life, thing to do. But as you go and as you grow, you actually realize that our parents were preparing us for the future. And I would see my mom tending to the garden, my dad, having vegetables, fruit trees, chickens, rabbits, would love hanging around, but not wanting to be a part of it. But I suppose deep down inside, it was within us. So it's from seeing the parents doing it, going to the rural areas to visit our relatives, seeing what they're doing as well, seeing the goats, the sheep, the cattle, and actually people having a livelihood from farming. So I think from that childhood, growing up and getting to understand, that farming is actually something that I enjoy and I grew to enjoy. That's how I ended up being in farming, and I just, got me registered, and I was a beneficiary of the land distribution as one of the women, but there's not many women like me who are lucky to get such big land, actually. But maybe, obviously, God had a reason and a purpose for my life.
Okay, people, if you just joined it, you are welcome to the female show again, and you're watching Noma from Zimbabwe. She recently won the best female farmer in Africa. She's won several awards. We're going to show you some of her videos, and what we are doing is for you to be inspired, for you to know that indeed farm.
A newly acquired combine harvest. Look at it. Beautiful machine. Yes, you've got it.
Get to see the farm on four corners of rain, and we will start asking God for that rain. So let's just be grateful for what we're getting, right, Nana?
All right, Norma. Okay, so we've seen you in almost all the international media outlets. We've seen you in Zim. We've seen you in Africa. You recently won the best women the best female farmer in Africa. That is huge. So I want you to tell us about you. Who is Norma? I want to pronounce
Oh, wow.
normally, but I don't want to
Nomhle.
waste my time.
Nomhle.
Norma.
Noma. Noma is fine. Noma is fine.
Norma, so please
You
tell
would,
us about you. Who is Norma?
ah, all right. Noma. Nomhle is a mother of two. Is actually something that I enjoy and I grew to enjoy. That's how I ended up being in farming, and I just, got me registered, and I was a beneficiary of the land um, distribution as one of the women, but there's not many women like me who are lucky to get such big land, actually. But maybe, obviously, God had a reason and a purpose for my life.
Okay, people, if you just joined it, you are welcome to the female show again, and you're watching Norma from Zimbabwe. She recently won the best female farmer in Africa. She's won several awards. We're going to show you some of her videos, and what we are doing is for you to be inspired, for you to know that indeed farming pays in Africa. And this is led by a woman. Her company or her farm is called Summerhill. So we're going to hear more from her. Why the name Summerhill? All right, Norma. So back to you, Summerhill. So Norma is the CEO of Summerhill. Why Summerhill?
Why Summer Hill? It's on a hill and you can see the sun, sunset, the summer, everything. The farm is on a hill, Nana, and I want to invite you to come and see where the hill is. You can actually get to see the farm on four corners of the dimension of the farm. And just, I suppose it's all sunny. It's a warm area where I am, the region that I'm in. It's all summery all the time. It's not cold, too cold. So yeah, that's why it's called Summer Hill. Maybe I'm too English as well. Who knows?
Okay, so you lived in the UK, right?
Yeah, I lived in the UK, yeah, for a long time, but left the UK about 2007, where I got the land, decided to actually be a full-time farmer.
Oh,
Obviously, it wasn't an easy road, Nana. Farming,
we will get there. I'm getting interested in your story already. So I want you to tell us what Summer Hill does. What do you do? We've seen lots of photos and lots of videos. What is it about?
Summer Hill is a commercial agro enterprise involved in cash crops, animal production. Activities at the farm are driven largely by the desire to feed the nation,
Hmm.
and nutritional security and growing the economy in particular. Activities are obviously guided by the SDGs, like the SDG 1, which is alleviating poverty and hunger. There's also the SDG 13, I think the environment, climate and environment, because we are into global warming. We're experiencing global warming as we, speak right now, the weather patterns, the climate change. So Summer Hill actually is a smart farm, which practices smart farming and smart partnerships as well for a smart girl like Norma.
I love that.
Yes.
Fantastic. So you
Yeah.
you do crops, you do animals, and what else do you do?
Yes. Crops, animals, poultry as well.
What kind of crops do you
Um,
grow?
Crops, we've got maize, soybeans. In winter, I grow wheat. We've got potatoes as well, sugar beans, soya beans, maize, wheat, potatoes, sunflowers as well.
Wow, wow, that's a
Yes,
lot. And the
yeah.
animals, we saw cattle.
Cattle. You haven't seen the piggery side of my farming. on the Adjoa husbandry, but it's at another place where I actually, work with another woman farmer as well, where we have a joint like partnership where I've got piggery there as well. I've got goats, I've got sheep as well, and in my mother's yard I have rabbits and roadrunners. Yeah, I think I've just gone full blown into agriculture.
What else you do?
Exactly. There's now fish farming coming up, my dear. Don't worry.
Okay, so London people, anytime you go to Zimbabwe, make sure you go to Summer Hill Farms. I just asked her what else doesn't she do. She is doing almost everything in farming, and we need to encourage her. We need to celebrate her. That is why she is live on the Female Show, to celebrate her, also to hear about the challenges she's been through. So Norma, we've seen all the rosy parts. We've seen you granting interviews to the world's media. We've seen you flying. We've seen you doing all the lovely stuff. Do you face any challenges at all?
Oh yes, challenges. Oh, they're part of the game, right? They come with the business. As a woman who's ventured into farming, Nana, it hasn't been an easy turf. It's a male-dominated sector, where when you go even to go into a bank, in a financial institution, and you want to apply for money, they look at you, they look at me, they look at my nails, my lipstick. I like to be all dolled up wherever I go, even when I'm on my farm, even in the fields. So they look at me and think, oh, you, a farmer? What you want money for what? They're like thinking, do you really need the money for farming, or you actually want to go on holiday and look good? So I sometimes, obviously, it offends me, because I then look at them and say, I actually farm better than some men who are even here. So can you take me seriously? And I stand my ground, actually. I'm quite a stubborn person, strong-headed. I know what I want. I know what I'm doing. And I've said, you know what? Are you giving me or are you not? But obviously, I think it's just now where they're trying to be politically correct, a world which is changing, and they're trying to involve and accept women as farmers. But they've always liked to see women behind men, not realizing that women can be in front of men and men can be behind women. Right?
I love that. Go girl.
Yeah, girl power. Yeah, because you empower a woman, you empower the nation. Women are more focused. Look at what I am achieving. When I face these challenges as I'm speaking, I then realized that I had a health condition, Nana. I've got a spinal injury. There are times where I walk with a crutch, a walking stick. That's why I decided to leave the United Kingdom, because I was now having problems with my back and I really couldn't go to work. I then got into a smart partnership, with some investors who saw the potential on my farm and felt they could invest. But that smart partnership as well has to empower me as a woman financially, and to be well educated on the agronomical side of things, and take farming as a business, right?
Mm-hmm.
The farming as a business side is the skills transfer, where I also, when they are investing on my land, I also have to benefit on infrastructure development. I have to also be able to grow certain crops on my own, while I also get a percentage from the partnership. So do you see where the smart Norma comes in?
That is smart indeed.
Yes. So obviously, for them to be able to also work and achieve the results and the yields that we achieve on the farm, in the fields, it's because you have to be disciplined as a partner. What do I mean by being disciplined? We have a lot of problems, in our sector, where when we get into partnerships, even if I get into partnerships with you, Nana, and then I realize that, oh, Nana's crop is doing very well. All of a sudden, I just want to start picking a fight with you so that you get angry and walk away from it. This is where, as farmers, we need to discipline ourselves when we get into partnerships. That is something that I'm passionate about, because there are times when financial institutions cannot give us the money we require, but they will be able to give a partner that money. That partner obviously has to be able to also farm, produce, get results. But while they're doing that, I'm also farming and doing my own farming. Do you understand? So when I'm earning my income, I'm also making sure that I'm also farming, I'm also producing, I'm able to have a production history at the GMB, which is the General Mining Board in Zimbabwe, where we take our produce, like the maize, soybeans, sunflower, and all that. So on the side of partnerships, people must also understand that in farming, we need to have smart partnerships. We need to understand what that partnership is all about. But that was as a result of the challenges that I was facing when I go to a financial institution. When you're going to meetings and they see me, even when I'm still going to the meetings with my partners, I'm the only woman there standing and making decisions. Unless it's really something that I need my lawyer, then I'll go with my lawyer. But most of the times I go in and I make decisions, understand the costs of production of the crops that we're going to do, what is involved, and what are we doing, what are we trying to achieve at the end of the day. Right. So challenges, we do encounter them. There's also the side of the climate change, where we have the last 3 years I had a drought. Although I'm getting a lot of rain, and I was complaining to you the other day, I'm actually excited and thanking God that my dam is now replenished. And I'm able to irrigate with the center pivots. Because last season, I couldn't irrigate. We had to take off the center pivots, fearing that there will be theft. Obviously, they'll come and try and vandalize. So you have to obviously protect the equipment, which you invest in. So I am excited that we've got the rains, because I also encountered those challenges, and it obviously affected my yield. But sometimes you wait for the rain from God, it will not come as you predicted, as you expected, your yields will go down. But if you are going to use center pivots, that's precision farming, where the water is properly measured and goes to the plants properly. And you are able to achieve the optimum results with your crops.
Yeah.
So
tell them more for the challenges you talked about, access to finance, because you had to compete with your male counterparts, and you also talked about the fact that you don't have control over climate, right? So that is natural disaster. No. So that is another challenge. But then you're able to overcome some of these challenges through smart partnership. There are a lot of women in Africa doing farming. If you look at the statistics, we have a lot of women in the production sector. But you agree with me that majority of them are on a small scale. Not many of them are like you. How did you do it? Because we have people watching us, people who have relatives watching us, listening to us. How did you do it? How did you become Norma? Or how did Summer Hill become Summer Hill now?
It's about commitment, Nana, and getting to understand that I'm now going to be a farmer, and I've got to be on the farm 24/7. There is no point being a farmer and you're not there. If we look at the history of our parents or our relatives or our grandparents, they lived in the rural areas and managed to take our parents to school from the monies they were making in the farming. But you find that a farmer of today is a cell phone farmer. Who thinks that they will manage people through the phone? It doesn't work like that, unfortunately. You've got to be committed. You've got to understand that farming is a business. Whatever you do in farming is a business. It will involve costs. It will involve profits and losses. But you want to also minimize your losses and make more profit so that you're able to invest more on your farm. You know, while I'm saying that to you, I've also managed to invest in more equipment because I also provide tillage services. I'm the only woman so far in Zimbabwe who is actually providing tillage services to farmers. And that's not an easy turf either, because when I go and visit the farmers and tell them that, oh, these are my workers and they've come to work, and they're looking at me and thinking, where's your husband? I'm like, I am Norma. I'm the husband. All right, get used to it. I mean, I don't know what this world is all about, being married, having a partner, a husband by your side to be able to achieve. But what I'm saying is, take farming as a business. Take it to another level. Understand what you're doing. Make sure whatever you do, you record. Where you have not gone right this season, improve next season. See how best you can do your agronomical practices on your land. Get agronomists, get specialists, get partners who understand. You know, that is the only way we as farmers can do what other farmers do out there in the first world. But in Africa, we think having these vast tracts of land and just showing off and saying, Nana, look at my land. But what is on the land? What are you producing? Are you contributing towards the GDP of the economy? No. But all you do is invite friends to come over to have a braai, a barbecue, rather, you call it a barbecue in England. Come, let's have a goat, let's have a speed of this, that, and the other. But no, I don't do that. If you're coming to my farm, you're coming on an agri-tour, educational tour. You're coming for agri-tourism. You're coming to learn, because I want to impart certain knowledge to you about what farming is all about. Farming is a business, Nana. We must get to that place where we need to teach one another and empower even women in the small scale sector. They must take farming as a business. Once you do that, you know you will achieve your optimum results in the field, and wherever you go, you will gain that respect.
Farming is a business. I love that. And I have always believed in that farming is a business. But now let's compare. So if you are in, so for example, a smallholder farmer in the rural area, she doesn't know anything about business. She only knows farming as a livelihood because that's what she saw, that's what she's lived, right? So how can such a woman take farming as a business? Where does she start from?
Where does she start from? I think there are a lot of facilities where, we have, even just to have different organizations, women organizations, which start working on going out there in the rural sector, to just go and have small workshops where we talk and discuss, find out what the challenges are. Right. Teach our women what we are now encountering, global warming, the climate change, what effects they're having on our lives, the farming that we used to do, that things have changed and we need to move. And as women, we're game changers in this sector. And as women, if we're empowered, we can even do better than the men. That I will tell you, because I stand tall sometimes amongst men, big men, and they look at me and just shake their heads and say,
wow. Girl power. I love you, Norma.
Yes. So let's go and teach our rural women out there, Nana. Let's go and try and have organizations. I know there's maybe other organizations which go in, but they don't reach out to everyone. But let's get everybody together.
Right.
Get our communities. Let's talk to them. Let's change their mindset. Let's shift it and tell them that whatever you do must bring a profit. must change. You must be able to get some money, some income, change your equipment. You can get a small tractor, a tractor driven by solar power charged. You can do this. You know what? Let's get out there and talk to them.
Right.
But we also need to encourage our governments to talk, to put more money in agriculture sector, especially for the women's ministries, so that they are able to go and teach. Is because women, why am I talking more about women? Because they are the ones who are the backbone of the homes.
Yeah.
They are the ones who make sure that the child will go to school. Dad will go to work in the city. Mom is in the village. But mom needs to also earn an income. She must not just wait for dad to send that money, mobile money, and go and buy. But mom must also be able to say one day, Dad, I'm sending you some money from the produce. Yes?
Exactly, Norma. Thank you very much. I love. I mean, I'm lost already. I'm being sold now. If I weren't a farmer, I would have loved to be a farmer. Does farming pay? Is it profitable? So, for example, if somebody is watching us from the US or from the whatever from UK and wants to
Yeah.
invest in Africa in farming, is it profitable?
Yes, it is very possible. It's
Please
very
let's.
possible. Farming, the next billionaires are in farming, believe you me. I think one of the bankers did say that. Adenike, is it?
Yeah.
Or Adenike, yeah, he did say the next billionaires are farmers. Yes, he's right. I have seen it for myself. I'm able to wear my lipstick. I'm able to wear my smartwatch. I'm able to drive my car because of farming. I have a fleet of tractors. I am worthy right now but it did not come easily. You have to be very patient if you decide to invest in farming. You've got to understand that maybe the first year, second year, you may not make the profits you want. Maybe you will start making profits third, fourth, fifth going forward. Not that when you get into farming, automatically whatever money you get, oh, it's your money. No, you need to reinvest in the land again. You need to reinvest in the equipment. You need to reinvest in the irrigation. Mechanization is important because right now, if I tell you, I put 300 workers on my farm, right? I employ 300 workers, but the 300
300
workers,
workers.
yes, yes.
Wow.
When they come to work, mainly it's now to harvest certain things which we now have to use, like seed maize. We have to harvest manually. But most of it is done mechanically because we're highly mechanized on my farm. We've got everything. But with potatoes, the grading as well, we're still doing it manually. But most of the workers are women. Do you get me? So my farm is actually called the Girls' Eye Farm because it's all women who do most of the work. The men feel, they can't work for a woman. Do you understand? So they would rather go and do their own little things, but they don't make the money their wives make anyway. Because I make sure that I give them attractive benefits as well, where when they go back home, the husband will think twice and want to be a tractor driver and say, I'd rather work.
Nobody wants power woman. All right, everyone. So you're still tuning in to Reach More Media. We are listening, or if you're listening or watching us, this is Norma from Zimbabwe. She's doing amazing work. She's a farmer. She's the CEO of Summer Hill Farms in Zimbabwe, and we are enjoying her talks. So if you just tune in, please listen. I'm sure you have lost. You have lost much if you just tune in. So please play that recording. We are going to show you some of her videos, some of her amazing work she's done and she is still doing. So in the next few minutes, we are going to play her videos. All right, Norma. Hi, power lady. I am feeling you already. So we need to wrap up. But I'm so sad. So soon. We have young people watching. But before that, I am concerned about the global north and the global south. So the Western world and those of us in the sub-Saharan Africa and the global south. You kept talking about partnership, smart partnership, collaboration. There needs to be some sort of collaboration between the global south and the global north because they have the technology and we have the land, we have the people.
Yes.
How
Yes.
are we able to collaborate to make the world a better place in terms of farming?
How are we? In terms of farming, I think first and foremost, what we need to also do is maybe network more, have conferences where people come and tour and see what people are doing, get to understand the economies. Our countries. Obviously we have challenges with our economies. Sometimes we are not as stable as they are. The first world country, but we have the land, we have the soil. But that land can change their lives. But they need to also come, visit. If they want to come to Summerhill, they're most welcome. They can start by coming to Summerhill so that they can understand what we're doing, what's going on there. But the best way to do it is obviously the exchange programs where we have people coming to see what's going on. We also go there because we need to learn as well from what they're doing because they are also, they've got the technology. We can learn more. We can also minimize on employing more people, having more mechanized equipment, training our people, because this is now a technology world, but the best way is obviously conferences and coming to tour to visit. Zimbabwe is open for business.
Right.
They can come
Right.
anytime.
Right.
And land is available. They can come in partnership. The Zimbabwe government is encouraging that.
Right.
To have people come so that the land is utilized, so that there's production. And that helps because Zimbabwe is an agri economy if you look at it, really. Zimbabwe was once the breadbasket of Africa, right?
Right.
Yes. So I think we're going towards that, especially with women like Norma.
Absolutely. So if you're watching and you want to invest in Africa, Norma is your contact person. If you want to invest in Zimbabwe, she say we have the land, we have the soil. So if you are going to Zimbabwe to invest, especially in farming, we have a contact person for you. Okay, so this is Richmore Media. You're welcome here, Norma. So our last question for you, my last question for you. I know that young people are watching you. They want to be farmers. Now that age of being a lawyer, being an engineer, being a doctor is way gone. We are looking at people who want to be farmers, like Norma. So young people are watching and listening to you. What will be your words for them? How will you inspire them? I know that your life is already inspiring them. Your work is already inspiring them. They want to hear from you.
What I can say to young farmers is if they've decided and they want to get into farming, they have to start now. You do not want to keep procrastinating and saying, oh, I'll do it. Because once you start, the earlier you start, the better it is for you as you go forward. Because you're learning more. When you face challenges, hurdles, you then know what to do. I know a lot of young people want to make quick money, but I will say this to any young farmer. Farming is not about quick money, but it's about focus, commitment, and knowing that farming is a business. Once they do that, I'll tell you it will change their lives. And they will actually be richer than those people that they see in the Wall Street. Because they will be making more money for those people to actually go and sell on their market. Do you understand? So young people, this is the time to get into farming. This is the time to change and look at farming as a business and not look at it as a sector where it's for the poor, dirty, rugged people. You know what I mean? Because the notion we have and the notion young people have about farming is you'll be just looking dirty, old, and no. Look at me. I'm a smart farmer, a swagalicious farmer. Yeah.
I love
I'm proud. Yeah, I'm proud to say that because I know that there's somebody out there watching and can understand that, oh my God, there is Norma. She's a farmer. She's smart. So I can do it, And I'm happy in Zimbabwe with a lot of young people into farming now and helping their families. So yeah, come on board. Farming is the way to go right now because we are the next billionaires. I'll tell you that.
All right, thank you very much, Norma. Oh, you have inspired a lot, I can say. So, if you were watching before you watched Norma, if you had this mindset that farming was for the poor, for illiterate, for the dirty people, no, Norma, I'm sure has changed your mindset because she is rich. Okay, we're going to show you videos to show that she is rich. So, farming is not for poor people. Farming is for rich people if you do it and do it well. All right, Norma, your last words. We need to wrap up now. People don't want to go. I don't want to go either. Probably we'll invite you again to have a part 2 of this because I've not had enough of you. But I'm sure my listeners and viewers have not had enough of you. So please tell us your last words. Give us your last words.
My last words are women are the game changers in farming. And I know we can do it. So all I can say is any woman out there, wherever you are, whatever little plot you've got, you can do it. You are the game changer.
You can do it. You're the game changer. This is the Female Show, mailing the amazing stories of women in agribusiness. Thank you very much for tuning in. And thank you very much, Norma, for coming on the show.
Thank you very much, Nana. Keep well, stay warm, and take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Coco.